Before we get started today, I'd like you to have a couple things ready to go. Number one, you should have gotten 2 worksheets from the substitute. One is where you're going to look at inequality words and symbols and tell me which ones match up. The other one is going to be a homework worksheet on solving multiplication and division inequalities. So make sure you have both of those in your hands and also your composition book, and here we go. So the first thing that I'd like you to do is to look at these 2 problems on the screen and solve them in your composition book. So write them down, show all the work, solve them, and go ahead and hit pause. When you have them both completed, then go ahead and hit play. All right, well, let's go ahead and go through this to make sure everybody is on the same page and remembers how to do this from yesterday. So the first thing that we're going to do is we're going to look at what is happening between the variable and the number. So I look right here. Whoop, excuse me, I just hit the wrong thing. I look right here and I'm seeing that those are being multiplied. So we do the same thing that we did when we solved equations as we do with inequalities. We want to undo that, so we want to divide. So we're going to divide both sides by that number that's with the variable. Remember, these cancel as long as they're exactly the same, so those cancel out. And what I have now is I have an x left on the left side. On the right side, 8 divided by -2 is -4. But here's where the one trick came in yesterday. We learned that if this number that we either multiply or divide by is a negative, if we want to keep this true, we have to reverse the arrow. Again, it's only if this number right here that I'm multiplying or dividing by is negative do we reverse the arrow. Since it is negative, I do need to reverse it. Instead of less than, it becomes greater than. So there is my answer written as an expression. Now you need to graph it. And so we put a -4 in the number line, and above that would be -3. Below that would be -5. I put an open circle around the -4 because it doesn't have that little equals to bar underneath the greater than sign. And greater than means I'm going to shade to the right. So that's how you should have done your first problem. Now the second problem, when we look at what's happening here between this x and 4, they're being divided. So I want to do the opposite of divide, so I'm going to multiply. I'm going to multiply both sides by 4. Remember I said we don't use an x for multiply, we use a dot, and we write the multiplying off to the left and the right, not underneath. So we don't want it to confuse us with addition or subtraction. So this 4 is over 1, so these cancel out. Again, they will cancel if they're exactly the same, and that's what we want to have happen. Then we have an x. On the right side, we're going to have a -8. Now we have to stop. Did we multiply or divide by a negative? Well, let's look at this number we multiplied by. We multiplied by a +4. So you know what? I don't need to change this arrow right here. I only change it if I multiply or divide by a negative. And I did not. I multiplied by +4. Even though my answer was -8 right here, that has nothing to do with it. It's only if, did we multiply or divide by a negative? Nope, I multiplied by +4, so I keep it the same. Now when you go to graph, you can put -8 on the number line. One number above is -7, one number below is -9. This time you should have a shaded end dot because of that little equals to line right there. And then greater than is pointing to the right. All the numbers greater than -8 are to the right. So that's a little review of what we did yesterday. Now if you would, let's go ahead and turn to page 59A, and I want you to check your answers in case I didn't get to check them yesterday. Pay special attention to what's happening in each problem. So number 1, you should have divided by +8. Since you divide by 8, you keep the a +8, you keep the arrow the same. Number 2, you multiplied by +5. Keep the arrow the same because I'm multiplying by +5. Number 3, you should have multiplied both sides by +8. Keep the direction of the arrow the same. Pay attention also. Did you put your circles correctly? Was either open or closed? And did you shade the right way on the number line? Remember, if x is on the left side, like all of the problems in numbers 1, 2, and 3, the way that the arrow is pointing is the way that you shade. So on this problem number 3, the arrow is pointing to the right, we shade to the right. On problem number 2, the arrow is pointing to the left, we shade to the left. Okay, now let's look at 4, 5, and 6. Number 4, notice what happened here. We divided by a negative. so we had to reverse the arrow. Number 5, we divided by a positive, so we kept the arrow the same. Number 6, we multiplied by a negative, so we reversed the arrow. So please be careful. The other trick with number 5 is that your variable is on the wrong side. This x right here is on the right side. And so remember I told you we don't want to keep it on the right side. We want to switch it. So we want to put the x on the left, the number on the right, and when we do that, we reverse the arrow. So hopefully you did okay on that part of your homework. Finally, problem number 7, you were supposed to make an equation. It says the SUV averages 16.5 miles per gallon. The maximum average number of miles that can be driven on a full tank of gas is 363 miles. Write and solve an inequality that represents the number of gallons in the tank. So this is where you just got to kind of think about it a little bit. Every single gallon, you're going 16.5 miles. We don't know the number of gallons, but to figure out how far you would go, you would just take 16.5 and times it by however many gallons that you have. So since we don't know that, we're going to times 16.5 times x. And the keyword maximum, maximum means less than or equal to. We learned, if you think about that, maximum means that's the highest it can be. It can be anything lower, but that's the highest it can be. So it's kind of the opposite. You think maximum, you think bigger. But if something is a maximum, that means that's the tallest, the highest that it could actually be, and it could be lower. So it's less than or equal to for maximum. And we're going to talk about that more today. Solve it, divide by 16.5, and this is your final answer, which means that you could go 22 miles or less. That's what x is less than or equal to 22 miles. All right, now you need to take out the paper you should have gotten from the substitute that looks like this. Take a minute and see if you know any of these words, where they will belong, which symbol they go with. Maybe kind of lightly draw them in, and then we're going to go through this together. Go ahead and hit pause and hit continue when you're ready. All right, so let's go through them. Maximum, we just talked about. If something is a maximum, it means that's the highest it could be, or it could be anything lower. So maximum goes here. All right, so we took care of that one. So obviously then minimum could mean greater. If something is a minimum, like if you need to score a minimum of 80 on IXL, that means you could score 80 or higher. So that would be the greater than sign. Smaller than is going to be the less than symbol. So that's smaller than. You can write that in. Excuse my writing. It's hard to write on the screen. And then obviously greater than is going to be this symbol. Same thing with you should know more than is the same thing as greater than. So that one you should have written in here. Let me see if there's any other ones that are pretty obvious. And fewer than is less than. So those are the ones that are pretty obvious. Now, the next ones are a little bit trickier. At most. If I say you can eat at most 3 pieces of candy, that means you could eat 3 pieces of candy or smaller than that. 2 pieces, 1 piece, but you can't go higher than that. So at most means less than or equal to. At least, if I say you have to be at least 21 years old or 18 years old to vote, at least means greater than or equal to. You can be 18 or you can be older than 18, but you can't be less than 18. Obviously below is less than. Hopefully you got that one. That one's not quite as tricky. Whoops, sorry about that. Above is greater than. Above means bigger. The next two, no less than. If I say you need to score no less than an 80 on IXL to move on, no less than means 80 is the smallest, but you could also go do bigger. So no less than goes here as greater than or equal to. Larger than is kind of like greater than. So again, excuse my handwriting, it's hard to write on here. So now that you've got that, let's apply that to some verbal sentences, making them into an inequality. You can look at your packet on pages 26 and 27. It says 4 times a number is at least 20. So let's try to take that and make that into a math sentence. So 4 times the number, we don't know the number, we could call it n, that would be 4n, is at least is greater than or equal to, if you look that up on your chart, and then you would have 20. Now you try this one, and this next one, hit pause and hit play when you are ready. All right, the next one, a number divided by -5 is greater than 6. We don't know the number, you can call that n. You should have said n divided by -5, that's this part. Then it says is greater than, that's the greater than symbol, and then you have the number 6. The next one, -2 times the number, we would write that as -2n. You can use x, I don't care what letter you use, is no more than. So no more than means it can't go above it. It could equal it, but it can't go above it, and that would be less than or equal to, and then we have 14. So hopefully you did okay on those. Finally, let's look at maybe one word problem. It says, and you can cross off the part that I have blocked out because it was a little bit more confusing. It says, for one meal you would like to eat at least 500 calories. You choose to eat pasta that has 200 calories per cup. How many cups of pasta should you eat? Well, if you think about it, it's 200 calories for each cup. You don't know how many cups, but you would multiply those two together to figure out your total calories. So you could take 200 calories per cup times the number of cups, and now here's the tricky part. It needs to be at least 500. So at least means that much or more, so that's greater than or equal to 500. To solve that, you could divide both sides by 200, and then you would get x is greater than or equal to 2.5 cups, which means you eat 2.5 cups or more than that to get at least 500 calories. All right, that's a quick introduction to some of the word problems that might go with inequalities. What I'd like you to do right now is to go ahead and work on the worksheet that the sub should have given you on solving multiplication and division one-step inequalities. It's mostly just basic solving the inequalities, and I think there's one word problem or two. And that's what I'd like you to work on now, and then keep going with the hybrid agenda.